All right, guys, so today we are going to be going into lesson 4 in our topic 2 in ratios and proportions. So today we're going to be talking about what the constant of proportionality is. So constant of proportionality is just the constant multiple that relates proportional quantities. So whenever you see constant, that just means it's consistently happening over and over and over again. So it's what you're constantly multiplying by to relate proportional quantities. And so there's an equation that we use to represent this. So y equals k times x, where k is your constant. So whenever you see k, that is going to be your constant proportionality. So let's go through some examples so we can make a little bit better sense out of this. So example 1 says, Miss Huber drinks 8 cups of water in 10 hours and Miss Smithy drinks 12 cups of water in 15 hours. What is the constant of proportionality? So I'm actually going to draw a table to make a little bit better sense out of this. So we're going to do cups to hours, and then we're actually going to find our constant proportionality here, and we're going to do that by seeing what we're multiplying by. So we're going to do cups to hours, which is the same as finding our unit rate, which we have already learned how to do by now. So I'm going to say abbreviate, so H for Huber and M for Matheny. So I drink 8 cups of water in 10 hours, and Mrs. Matheny drinks 12 cups of water in 15 hours. So to find my constant proportionality, I'm going to do 8 cups in 10 hours, and for Mrs. Matheny, we're going to do 12 over 15. So if I actually divide this out, remember you can use your calculator on this topic, 8 divided by 10 is 0.8, and 12 divided by 15 for Mrs. Matheny is also 0.8. So what this is saying is that my cups, which would be my y, equals 0.8 times x, which is my hours. So my constant, my k here is 0.8, and it is a proportional relationship because our constant here is the same, 0.8. So my cups to hours is proportional to how many cups Mrs. Matheny drinks every hour. And the reason constant proportionality is important is because then we can kind of do a guess and check method where if I said, okay, well, what if Mr. Smith came in and he drank for 25 hours? I could plug that in to my equation here and see how many cups of water he's drinking. So I don't know what my y is. I don't know how many cups he's drinking, but I know my constant of proportionality is 0.8. My constant multiple is 8. And I know that he is drinking for 25 hours. So I would just multiply those together. So 0.8 times 25. And I could see that he drinks 20 cups of water. So that is what constant of proportionality is. And whenever you see the equation y equals any number times x, whatever that number is, that is going to be your constant of proportionality. And it also means if you see an equation that looks like this, this means that you have a proportional relationship because you have a constant of proportionality there. All right, let's try another one. So 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. So for every 2.54 centimeters, I have 1 inch. How many centimeters long is an 18-inch ruler? So because I've already found per inch, I have my constant proportionality. So my constant here is 2.54. So I know my equation, y equals 2.54 times x. So now it's saying I have an 18-inch ruler. So how many centimeters am I going to have? So I don't know what my y is. My y is my centimeters. I don't know how many centimeters I have. But I know my constant's 2.54, and I'm multiplying that by how many inches I actually have, which is 18. So if I multiply that 2.54 times 18, I'm going to be left with 45.72 inches. Okay. All right, let's try our last one here. A florist sells a dozen roses for $35.40. So I'm going to do cost, so $35 to 40 cents, to roses, which I have a dozen, which is 12 roses. And she sells individual roses for the same unit cost. Write an equation to represent the relationship between the number of roses, X, and the total cost of roses, Y. How much would 18 roses cost? So first, I need to find my unit cost. I need to figure out how much I am paying for each individual rose, and that was also going to be my constant of proportionality. So to do that, I want to divide. So I want to do $35.40 divided by 12. So that's going to give me $2.95 per rose. So for one rose, I spend $2.95. So this is my constant of proportionality. So I have Y equals 2.95 times X. And in this case, it tells us that X is my number of roses. So this is my number, the bad hashtag sign, number of roses. And Y is my total cost. So now it's saying, well, what if you actually have 18 roses? So let's plug that into our equation here. Equation, I can't talk today. So we don't know what our total cost is. We know our constant of proportionality, our constant multiple is 2.95. And now it's telling us, well, what if you actually have 18 roses? How much would you pay for that? What's your total cost? So tell me, guys, what is my total cost here? So my total cost, 2.95 times 18, $53.10. Awesome job, you guys.